And then one moment, like I texted her, and then she took like an hour to respond. Then I was like, hey, do I respond now? Like, I'm ready to respond. And maybe I'm gonna seem like, you know,
real.
I want this too much. But I do want this too much. So what do I do? Then I'm like, no, let me just text. Then I'm like, hey, let me not text.
I think one of the big insecurities that I'm currently facing is how people perceive me. It plays on my mind.
Okay.
One of my biggest insecurities. Oh, this is actually a crazy one.
Okay.
I've actually never even said it to myself, but I know it's lingering at the back of my head.
Okay.
I'm insecure that I'll never find a wife.
Yo.
Due to like my environment, the people around me.
I've had that one before.
My career. Overthinking comes from the first time you experience a lot of emotions for the first time.
Yeah, I feel like I failed everyone. And it's something that like I've been actively working on, like the only voice being in my head valuing me first. Yeah. I can care about people. I think that's natural. We can all care. But me being the center point of my care.
Yeah.
And that's something I've been dealing with for years, I think. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
If you want it, Ray-Bans and catamarans, maybe give me a light, maybe living a life. Ray-Bans and catamarans.
XS Shafir, who's welcome back to a brand new episode. It's 2025, baby.
Yeah.
Brand new episode of Seated with Lebo and Thato
Compilations.
Rampedi. Compilations,
Of the new year.
Condolences, happiness. Wow, we're back,
Condensed
baby.
milk of the year.
So we obviously came back this year with our interview with Mongezi. We loved that episode, but now it's back, fresh, new content. We've thought about it. We've got monthly themes.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a really good year. We're really excited just to like have conversations with you guys, have more guests like we've been saying, but really like deep dive into our personal stories. If you guys don't know who we are, I am Thato, this is Lebo, we're brothers, we're the Rampedi brothers, and we love having uncomfortable conversations in a very light-hearted manner. We speak all things that, you know, are related to self-healing, to self-improvement, to mental health, physical health, you know, just making sure that you thrive as a man. This podcast is aimed to inspire and motivate young men, but also we love the fact that we've got so many amazing women watching the podcast too, hopefully nudging their husbands and boyfriends and partners, showing
to
them
uplift themselves.
to uplift and say, you should speak up about masculinity. So thank you so much for the support for the past year, 2 years, and here's going to be a good one. So we're speaking about insecurities, we're speaking about anxiety, and we're speaking about overthinking. Those are three things that I really struggled with growing up most of my life. So I'm really excited to have this conversation because this is my week. If you guys don't know, we have weeks.
Yeah.
To decide who's talking about what. This is my week.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I want to finally overcome overthinking, anxiety, insecurity. I want to close that chapter in my life, you know?
Yeah.
But before we get into the podcast, there's always the one thing we ask, and it is,
How are you?
So you can go for it.
Can we do what? Body.
We talk about
It's been a while
how
since.
you are emotionally, romantically, physically,
Hey,
mentally. That's what we said last time.
clever.
That's what we said last time.
Clever.
That's what I remember last
How
time.
am I? I'm okay, man. Like, big thing for me this year is just like a lot of anxiety. I think we start the year with a lot of anxiety of what will happen in the future of this year.
True.
Mentally, I'm just okay. I'm not too hard on myself right now. And then, physically, I've been working out. You know, I've been gymming. It's only been like what?
Brock Lesnar.
It's been like 4 or 5.
John Cena.
How many days do you wait until you tell people you're working out? How many days is it? Like,
I don't know.
As a courtesy.
As a courtesy.
Yeah.
Let's go into that. So I personally
I think it
feel
should be like 2 weeks, man.
I feel like you should tell people you're working out, like for us publicly.
Yeah.
You should like wait at least you've done a month.
Yeah.
A month consistently.
Yes, sir. So many times you have to wake up in the morning.
Like
to
if
go
you
gym.
said, okay, if you shied week 1, that's
Yeah.
one of the most difficult weeks to go consistently.
Okay.
Week 2 is tough because it's like, yo, I'm doing that shit again.
Like
Week 3
again.
is like, okay, you know, I got the hang of
Yeah.
it. Week 4 is, okay,
I'm literally injured.
I'm in it. Then week 5 is week 1 again. So
Yeah,
you've
true.
done the cycle. So I think after a month.
Okay, cool. So we've agreed now, guys. You can't tell us you've been gymming. It's less than a month.
Consistently. How many times a week?
I go every day.
Normally, how many times a week until you, like, for the what we're describing? To say you're gymming, like, what happens if you're going once a week, 4 times a month?
Yeah, you have to be going Monday to Friday, minimum. 5 days. 5 days in a week.
I say 3 times a week.
Nah, no, raw.
3 times a week is fair.
Raw. You can't announce publicly out loud.
You've been to 3 sessions a week. It's 3, 6, 9, 12 sessions a month. From 0.
Nah, dude. I'm telling you, I think it's 5 sessions a week.
That's insane.
That's minimum. But that's what I
So
think.
since you're telling us you're gymming, how often do you go to the gym?
I got like 5, 6, 7 times a week.
5, 6, 7. Those are 3 different numbers. Which one is it?
Shame. I won't lie. It's probably, I go to gym 3 times in a week.
Yeah.
And then the Friday and the Monday I jog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
What are you doing
trying
there?
to,
You're doing like 5Ks, 3Ks, 2Ks.
like minimum 3. I try to do minimum 3.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, minimum, which took me, the first time, took me
You're going to lose so much weight.
a lot of
because
time. Yeah.
You're naturally like a very small person.
Yeah.
So obviously like the little weight that you gain was because of like lifestyle and like
Yeah.
alcohol and like fast foods.
Yeah.
So if you run for like another 3 more weeks, you're probably going to go back to
Yeah.
where you were. And then obviously because you're
I'm just so scared I'll become like
lifting.
skinny again. But hopefully the gym
gives
will
you some
counteract that.
some muscle.
How's your gym? I know you're also in the gym.
I'm not in the gym. It hasn't been a month for
Oh,
me.
you haven't been in
It
the
hasn't
gym?
been a month for me.
You just have a hobby.
I'm constantly going to Virgin Active. It's only been 2 weeks. But last
How are
week-
you?
I'm good. So okay, shit.
No, start of the gym. You said last week?
Okay, so last week I went to the gym 5 times.
Okay.
I went Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
And then this
Oh, you
week,
gymmed on the weekend. That's huge.
every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow.
Yeah.
And then this week I went Monday, Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I also went today.
Yeah.
So part of the 5 a.m. club now.
Are you okay?
Yeah. So we're going in the mornings.
Those are the people that give up first. The people, no, I'm honest. The people that say to themselves, okay, we're going to do this thing every morning.
5 o'clock.
Boy, life comes at you fast. One
I was,
morning, you're
I
gonna
was
need to
waiting
sleep.
for your friend Percy today to say he's up because we gym together.
He didn't wake up.
He wasn't there, bro. So I was just there like, oh, yeah, nah.
Yo,
fair.
Thato, are you exposing him, eh? I said,
No, it's the truth. But apparently I spoke to Shadi. Shadi was telling me that no, his phone is broken apparently. His phone's not charging.
Is that who
So-
called me that time?
I don't know. His phone's not charging. So he went to the gym but went to different gyms. And I think we missed each other. But in terms of how am I, yeah, guys, I've done such a big like shift in terms of like lifestyle, you know.
Yeah,
I think we decided to really rock November, July, August, September, October, November, December. We went out quite a bit. Like we really said, okay, you know what? Work hard, play hard. And I feel like I've always been preaching like balance and I want to be capable. I want to design my own life. You know, last year in the podcast, we speak about what our dream lives look like. And I would say, it's me waking up, going to the gym, cooking and what.
Feeding my dog.
Feeding my dog.
I'll never forget the conversation. Feeding my dog. And my dog's trained, you know?
So in that, I told myself, you know what, Thato, because I had this conversation with myself last year, December. I said, you know, have your December, have your fun. But when we enter the new year, you can have moments of fun, and then there must be a day where you say, I'm locking in,
No.
right? So that day happened to me last week, Monday. I said, no more alcohol. I said, I can still have fun, bowling, I can still go to the club, I just won't drink. No more alcohol, and that's my first step to teach myself discipline. Then I said, my second step to reinforce the discipline that I'm trying to spark in myself is the gym. So I've been making sure I go to the gym at least 5 times a week. Then the third thing is, the only takeaway I can buy is Nando's or like cooked food. Otherwise I have to make food for myself, right? Or if I buy food, it must be like a toasted like chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
or
it has to be
chicken.
of like healthy
It must be
nature.
healthy, it must be fair,
Yeah,
you know? Like I mustn't be buying like a McDonald's or Burger King. So I've been really focused on doing that and I'm trying to inspire discipline in myself so that when I launch the things I want to launch in
You're
Feb and
disciplined
March,
with those things.
I'm
also.
speaking to them from doing it. So that's been a big shift of mine. I even posted a recap reel today. I was like, guys, I haven't posted a reel in so long. Let me just post a reel to show you that I'm still there. I'm still vlogging. I'm not going to be doing that many vlogs on Instagram this year. What's exciting is that we're bringing back YouTube vlogs. I started vlogging yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're bringing back YouTube vlogs. That's very, very exciting. Tiseto's actually shooting them for me, which is really dope. So we've got someone behind the camera to help tell the story better. That board over there is like a big whiteboard. We did like a brainstorming session speaking about the vlog. So very intentional about the content, very intentional about all of the brands that are signed to Rampedi Media Network as well. Like Thought I just had a big meeting with them yesterday to speak about like how to move forward. That went well. As Manjita, we've been having meetings as 4, but Mbali's going to pitch to you guys something very exciting this week also, which is basically going to help us solidify our brand identity. So that's very that's what I'm enjoying. Romantically,
Yes, romantically, I've got to say
no, it's
that.
fine. If you want to skip, you can skip.
I forgot.
We can come back next week.
Okay, it's fine. Let's see when the views are low. When the views are low.
Romantically, this is how I feel.
This is how I'm doing. And boom, 10K views.
Romantically, I'm still single. I'm chilling.
Loser. Sorry.
There's someone that I really enjoy talking to
Okay.
to a very high magnitude.
Yeah.
you know, but like nothing official has been said. So still very much just doing me and then chopping to this person when I get the chance to talk to them. I haven't seen them in ages though.
Yeah.
But yeah, life is good, bro. Yeah, a lot of new hires this year, which is dope. So we hired Thato, so he's like a full-time DP for Seated, or Digest, for the studio. If you guys don't know, we opened up a brand new studio in Midrand. It's called House of Rampedi. And this place is basically a space for my network to shoot the content, but also for you guys to come through and you guys to like book out the space. So check out the description if you guys want to book out the space. You can literally get your podcast shot just like this. By Thato and by the crew in the studio, or you can literally just come and just rent the studio space and bring all your own things. When we shoot you, we're using A73s, A74s, we're using some of the best podcast equipment, and yeah, man, everything is good. What have I missed out? That's everything.
Mentally. You said, oh no, you said your mindset changed. You said you're not eating.
I spoke a lot.
No.
I unpacked.
Yeah.
So before we
That's
get into the
good, though.
conversation, you guys know we like doing this thing where we define, you know, the subject matter. So I've got
Wait,
definitions.
tell them the topic matter first.
I did in the beginning.
What is it?
So we're speaking about
Oh,
overthinking,
anxiety. Yes.
and
One
insecurity.
more time. Yeah.
So before we get into that, I think it's always nice for us to define.
Yeah.
Because this also enables us to have a better conversation, a better flow.
Yeah.
Even for you guys at home, it also is like you understand.
Come
what-
from a baseline. Like this is our baseline.
Yeah, not like, okay, we're talking about overthinking, then
Yeah.
we're going off the basis of what you
That-
think
yeah.
overthinking is. So let's have a common definition on everything. So overthinking is the tendency to excessively analyze or think about a situation, often leading to indecision, worry, or anxiety. So overthinking causes the next definition, anxiety. A feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with a certain outcome. Anxiety can manifest physically, so like a rapid heartbeat, sweating, or emotionally through fear and apprehension. And then you get insecurities. Here, negative self-perceptions or feelings of inadequacy, often stemming from past experiences, self-doubt, or societal pressures. I haven't seen some of these words in such a long time.
Societal pressures.
There's another one here that also, what was it? Inadequacy.
Rah.
I saw the word, I said, yeah, how am I
It's a
gonna
mouthful.
say
In
this
January.
one, brother? So I think for us to get started, we can speak about moments where we've, you know, both experienced overthinking. I don't know if you want to start with overthinking. I can also go for it.
No, you can go for it first.
So for me, overthinking has been happening for years. I think it started when I was young. I think I kind of know where it stems from. It stems from like a lot of people always asking me like questions about like my weight. Like, why are you like this? Because as a kid, I grew up like very big. Then I was like, be walking in the mall, savannah, Kopolokwan. They'd be like, hey, man, why are you so big? Then I'd be like,
That's how people in Mpho-Mpho talk to each other. But yes, continue.
you know what I'm saying? So I'd be so confused, like, why all these old people asking me, what do I eat? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then from there, like, you lose your innocence of a child and you start thinking, like, what the fuck? Like,
What's wrong with me?
why am I being asked that question? Then you ask your parent, and then your dad's like, oh, because you're a big child. You need to cut down on the McDonald's, brother. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Then you start thinking about it a lot. And then obviously at school, maybe you do bad at school. And then you get shouted at, and you start thinking, like, what's happening? Like, I feel like overthinking stems from the first time you experience a lot of the first... Overthinking comes from the first time you experience a lot of emotions for the first time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Or maybe your bottle cap, like, basically you overfill, like, your capacity of, like, emotion, and then you finally, like panic, or you finally, like, overthink the scenario, obviously, or, like, you're just, like, very hurt by it.
Yeah.
And I think then from that moment, whenever a moment that's very similar occurs, you start to, like, overthink the scenario, or overthink.
Your safety mechanism becomes overthinking because you haven't conquered the ability to, you know, go through that thing.
Oh no, because also overthinking can sometimes come from like doubt or insecurity, I like to believe. Like, let's say, you know, for me, the most childish overthinking memory I can think of is probably when, you know, the next day it's like one of those days where it's like a sports day and people split up into like red, yellow, blue, and green, whatever. And I always used to overthink like, yo, I'm never gonna come first. And that running, you know how you do like a running thing with your house,
team,
your house.
Yeah.
And I always used to think to myself, tomorrow I'm not gonna hit I won't be able to even like be fast as the other kids. Already before we even run, I think.
Yeah.
I'm already like, no, I don't think I'll be good enough. I don't think they're good enough. And again, that stems from maybe the first time someone told me I'm not good enough, or that first hurt of feeling like I'm not good enough, which makes you feel like following opportunities you're not good enough, you know? So I'd also say an insecurity, something that it can stem from,
Yeah. So I say on that personal story, like I was saying, so I started experiencing all things for the first time. And then I grew with overthinking from being 7 all the way up until university.
What?
And I remember in university, like I used to overthink everything. Like let's say let's say I'm even just chilling with you in a room, right? And then can you just turn the fan? It's just making my eyes watery. I'd be in a room with you, you know? And I'd be like, oh, how does you think about like what I'm doing? How does you think about my shoes? Like, what does you think about my thing? Is my stomach showing? Oh shit, okay, cool. How are my teeth? Like, I used to think small things like that, just about my physical appearance.
Yeah.
In so many different rooms. Even like a lot happened like first year, second year. Like, let's say I'd be at like a house party or something, right? Like, I'd be in a space, I'd be like, okay, cool. Am I talking enough? You're not talking enough. Do they think I'm quiet because I'm weird? Maybe I should speak. They're like, nah, don't speak. Okay, let me speak. Fuck, why did you say that? I shouldn't have said that. That thing is so weird. Why'd you say that? Now everyone's looking at you finally.
So do you think that your overthinking has it's increasing in size from that first moment of like the weight to now where it now is like probably in abundance?
Yeah.
Like you're able to now, it pours into other insecurities basically.
Yeah, so I think overthinking definitely, with time it grew because I had nothing to cope and deal with it. And as the podcast nears its end, I want to speak to you guys some things I did to like overcome my overthinking, because now I don't overthink as much anymore, and it's got a lot to do with confidence, but we'll touch on that later.
I like how like the definition was like it also pours into the anxiety. Yeah, because that's so true. Once you start like rambling, then what happens? The anxiety, the feeling of like, this thing is still gonna happen. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, people, I still have to go to the race tomorrow. I still have to run. I still have to, and now I'm anxious about it. I've already doubted myself. Yeah. So I liked how those two tied. Sorry. Yeah, I liked how those two tied.
So I remember in university, I used to tell one of my best friends, Matladi, could see my overthinking with my eyes. He'd see me look there, always thinking too much. Even in the questions I'd ask him, I'd be like, yo, bro, do you think she'd think it's weird if I did this? Yo, bro. And he'd be like, boy, you know, right now I'm thinking about nothing. And you've asked me 7 questions in the past 3 minutes. So then he said, bro, I don't know if he went home and did research or whatever, but he came to me the next day and he said, boy, every time you overthink, I need you to just count random numbers. So for a good 6 months, in most of my social settings, I'd be there 17,000, 84.
No ways.
105 million, million and 65.
I thought my overthinking was bad, but there's no way.
And I remember the first time I started overthinking, he says count, I'm like 1. He's like, in your head, man. Not out loud. Then I started saying it in my head. Then eventually it started being a thing of like, I swear down, it became muscle memory. I'd be in a room, start thinking, but I'll still be able to interact. So I think the thinking just happens naturally at the back. Obviously now I don't count anymore, bro. But so
now, like, you just know the social cues. He basically taught you social cues. Yeah.
Like I will always be so grateful to Matladi, and I don't think he understands how much I love him, because he helped me overcome overthinking. And then obviously I saw that, like, that's my personal experience. Obviously I'll touch on more as we go. What's one of your personal?
Yo, I don't know. Like yours has like a solution and everything. I feel like I still deal with overthinking. Like I'm very indecisive as like a man. Yeah, I'm very indecisive. I hate that. I really, really, really hate it. Something that I try to work on. But I'm very indecisive, and I think that plays a large part to my overthinking. Yeah, you know, someone said to me that the reason I probably like have so much anxiety or the reason I overthink so much is because I'm still in the stage of my life where I'm trying to impress everyone around me. So what happens is that like I place myself in like a place of like, okay, cool, I need to make everyone proud, which then made me overthink, and then makes me anxious, and then makes me like,
so yours was done by like self-set expectations.
Yes, yes. So let's say I could even be chilling, you know, with my hand, and I'm like chilling, and we're ordering food, right? My hand.
What's that? Is that a bed or what's that? What's in my hand? What's in my hand?
I wish your tattoo was on this head, then I hit
That's you. I also got a tattoo this year, but we'll talk about that later.
But if I'm chilling with my hand,
in my hand,
and we're ordering food, right? For example, now I'll be like, oh, I feel like debonair tonight. Like debonair feels good to me. Then I'll be like,
something meaty.
Then I'll be like, oh wait, no. What if she doesn't want debonair? Oh no, what if she doesn't want pizza? Like, you know what? Let me just ask her. What do you want? And then she says something like, oh, I want caviar. Then I say caviar debonair. Caviar debonair. All of a sudden now I'm overthinking. I'm like, does she think I'm not good enough? Are my taste not good enough for this person?
Your taste?
Yeah, like my taste. Is my taste not good enough for this person? Or do I think, am I not good enough for this person? Now they're asking me for caviar. I don't like caviar. Am I even compatible with this? Like my mind just goes on to the building. And then
so when you get home, you're going to be there like 714.
Yeah, now I'm going to be at 3,000 to 3 million, 2 million. Like even if TikTok, let's say I post a TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And then it only does like 40,000 views, right?
That's bad performance.
And then I'll wait 3 days and it's still on 40. Like it hasn't grown. No one has seen it past that like peak stage.
Yeah.
I start thinking to myself, oh my God, they've forgotten me. No one knows who I am anymore. I'm supposed to start from scratch. I need to post a banger. You know what? I'm going to post a banger this time. Like nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. And then I'll post immediately that day. Not because I wanted to, because I have like this.
Because you feel like you failed.
Yeah, I feel like I failed everyone. And it's something that like I've been actively working on, like the only voice being in my head valuing me first. Yeah. I can care about people. I think that's natural. We can all care. But me being the center point of my care.
Yeah.
And that's something I've been dealing with for years, I think. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah.
So I like how, well, not like, excuse me, I hate it, but I like how yours comes inward, outwards, and mine comes outward, inwards.
I wanted to say, so from the people that are watching, I think everyone needs to understand, or maybe even speaking to you.
Yeah.
From my analysis, if I had to become a therapist, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I definitely say that your overthinking stems from self-set boundaries and expectations from the exterior to yourself to the interior. Yeah. And then also comes from worry of not maybe being enough for your environment. And then also stems from feeling like you're not excelling. Yeah. So I feel like if you have those three like problems, for the first one, you should, I think a good solution would be communicating with your external environment and asking them, what are your expectations of me? So for example, like let's say you're in school and then you're like, yo, I got a 60% and you become so sad and stuff. Go home, ask your parents like, yo, what do you expect me to get when it comes to marks? You'd be surprised, you'd be like, oh boys, and just get a 55, 60% pass. Even you like in a relationship, it's like you said like, okay, cool, my taste buds, caviar, debonair, I'm not good enough. To be like, yo,
what do you expect?
A good conversation could be, what are your views on us having different taste buds? You're gonna hear, oh, I don't care. When you hear, oh, I don't care, it removes overthinking for the next 10 years. Yeah. So I feel like those are some ways that those are some things we should be practicing.
Hey, Makadi, man, can we call Makadi and say thank you, man?
Those are some things we should be practicing to really try to overcome our overthinking.
Yeah,
because
but true.
We set so many expectations in ourselves. Yeah. And if we just have the conversations, that's why everyone always preaches communication.
So now, I think that's a big solution for the outward-inward sense of overthinking and anxiety. What would your solution be then for the inward-outward, the one where you view yourself negatively and it has nothing to do with external? So now you can't include external. Yeah. But I guess a nice way to fix that one would be to say, guys, what do you think of me?
Yeah, what do you think of me? Or even speak to yourself. You say, okay, cool. How do I find myself?
How do I view myself?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thato, how do you view yourself? Honestly speaking. Okay, he views himself like this. Okay, no, I've been viewing myself like this. Have you ever had these thoughts? No. Okay. Hey,
do you think
George, how do you view yourself? Yeah. Then you start seeing how everyone views themselves. Then you can understand, no, man, maybe I'm actually just self-harming by the way that I'm viewing myself. Yeah. So like doing research, I also love speaking to AI about how I feel. That can really help you unpack and understand like the root cause of a lot of your overthinking.
I think for me, right, where it comes from and where it stems from is that when I was very young, I was very much in my like, not doing well academically,
Lebo was a nonchalant kid.
Like I was very quiet, like I didn't give a damn. Like in my mind, like as long as I'm alive, have a roof over my head, I was chilling. Yeah. You feel me? So school marks didn't really matter to me. I was there for the living experience, part of it, Which I think that's what I've done my whole life. I've never been scared of just saying, let me just try something new just because, and J&J. Yeah. But in that, I remember, for a lot of us, our parents' love in our early stages comes from academic validation, and since I wasn't as academically inclined, I could see like a sense of disappointment in the house, or rather a sense of trying to push me to become more academically inclined. Yeah. But it was when I became academically inclined in university that I received so much love.
You gotta Hey, my boy
I
comes
got a
6 a.m.
car. I got a no. Hear me out. Listen to me. I got a car. I was loved. They told me. They said, I remember.
Yeah, I remember when Lebo's
My
doing
dad
well.
would say, my dad would even be like, yours, like if let's say we had a family gathering, he'd be like, no, my son does economics. Like he's gonna tell you guys about the economy now.
What do you know about the economy? My son knows the economy.
And then now to go back to a stage of my life where no car, no job. You go back into that shell phase of back into your high school days of not being academically inclined, and you can feel this projected gap between your parents, and your parents have learned to love you through the both
Good
now.
and the bad, yeah.
Both now. So I think that's where it ultimately stems for. And now that we're having this conversation, obviously I'm internalizing. I'm like, damn, yeah, you are right. So I should be like, yo, guys, what do you expect from me? And have these conversations with people around me.
Because I know I had the conversation with Papa about like what do you expect from me in my 20s, and he was like, Boysen, you got your degree. I'd love for you to study further, but I can see a lot of resistance from you. Yeah. But honestly speaking, try everything you want to do. And the thing that works, then grab it. He said your 20s are for finding what type of thing you want. I remember in high school, at the same conversation, he said, in your 20s, when you get your degree, you're going to work in transportation, you're going to work in consulting, you're going to work in mining, you're going to work in all these fields. But what matters is you finding which field you prefer. Yeah. So in that, I'm applying the same analogy in the content space. So I'll try a podcast. I'll try a reality show. I'll try a speed dating show. I'll try, you know what I'm saying, a group channel. And then whatever my heart gravitates towards the most,
that's
I will
the
then
thing,
fulfill.
yeah.
So I think from me, if you had to ask me what you think my expectations are of you as your older brother and as your friend, I'd say it's for you to try and to finally make a decision when you reach, like very soon, 27, 28. I must make a decision like, where do you want to be? Yeah. Do you want to be in the corporate space? Do you want to climb the corporate ladder? Do you want to be in the entrepreneurial space? Do you want to be in the consulting space? Do you want to maybe be in the corporate space, but then you're the leader? So you're not like, because sometimes, having a consulting company doesn't mean that might not mean that you're an entrepreneur. It just means that you're doing your job externally, like you are contracted. So I feel like my expectation from you is to like keep trying everything, but then you must get to a point where you know what your life purpose is or what your purpose is for at least the next 5 years. Because then I know that gives me a certain ease in terms of your mind. Because I know the feeling of being everywhere and saying, yo, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? Yeah. You don't have peace of mind. Yeah,
I think it all goes into the topic at hand, overthinking, But yeah, I fully agree with you, dog. Like I think at some point, especially as a man, especially as a man, you need to know what you're doing. Like you need to know what
you need to take your time and test, but then
but at some point,
that's I'm even saying 27, 28, 26.
Yeah,
because I only decided what I wanted to be and do was last year. Yeah, the last year I was 27. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's when I was like, okay, cool. I can see the direction I'm trying to go into, and let me give it a try and see what happens. All right, guys. So into this next segment, I try to do a game. I think this game is just going to be a bunch of questions. Yeah. I asked AI to make a game. It's called the Overthinking Olympics. Is the first round. So we need to both do this as fast as possible. Describe a time when you overthought a situation. Quickly think about what triggered it and how did you eventually resolve it. Wow, that's a long thing to do.
I feel like an interview question.
A quick thing. So let's go. So describe a time when you overthought. Go.
Okay, cool. My fridge broke, basically.
What triggered that? My fridge breaking.
My fridge my fridge breaking, because I was like, do I have to get a new fridge? And like, what the hell? Now I have to, where am I going to get the money to get a new fridge?
So what triggered it was the financial implication.
Yeah, the financial implication.
All right.
Ooh, nice. And
then how did you eventually resolve it?
I called my landlord. So I just like, let me just give this problem to someone.
And what did your landlord do?
He said, yeah, come through and fix it, yeah. Cool. And then it was solved.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so let me think about a situation I ever thought. Okay.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. In the morning today, I didn't think if the blue cap worked with my pink pants.
Okay, and then where did that stem from?
Looking in the mirror, and I was like, this might not match. I'm used to matching top and bottom.
Okay. So used to your norm. Used to your norm. So you're pushing your boundaries.
Yeah. Then I overthought by saying I have to try different things.
You see?
Grow my fashion. To grow my fashion sense.
Okay. So you push past your boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Cool. Insecurity charades. Act out a common insecurity, fear of public speaking, fear of failure, without speaking, and your closer to guessing. So you have to act out an insecurity.
An insecurity?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anxiety.
No.
Shyness.
No. Like, say what am I insecure about, bro?
Any insecurity. It can even be an emotion.
Also describe me for the people listening.
Oh, fear of heights.
No.
Lebo's blocking his eyes and covering his face.
Yeah, I'm covering my?
Your face. You think ugly.
Here we go.
I don't know if insecurity is that.
Man, it is an insecurity. A lot of people deal with that insecurity, you know?
Oh, I've got a good one.
Okay, go.
A lot of big guys
Act
do
it
this.
out. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so this puffing his shirt, he's puffing his shirt, puffing his shirt. Fear of sweating. Fear of sweating.
Insecurity.
Oh.
Big fears.
How you look underneath the shirt, or what?
You're almost there.
No, I don't know then. Fear of how the shirt sits on you.
Yeah, it's like a weight thing.
Okay.
A lot of guys that are insecure about weight, even girls, like they'll always like.
Play with their
You
shirt.
even get guys that like walk like this.
Really? Yeah. I know people that stand like this.
What does
You
that
know,
do?
you put one thumb here, and then you
How does
just
that? How does that do?
it makes it straight like this.
Oh, okay. All right, that's a good one. Okay, the what if game. I'll provide a what if scenario. For example, what if you forgot your lines during a live podcast, and then you must take, and you and your co-host take turns responding to the scenario.
Okay.
So what if? Okay. So what if I came to the podcast an hour late?
I'd call you, say, yo, are you okay? And then two, I'd be like, what's your reason?
I don't think I like this game.
Oh, no, I'd be like, are you okay? What's your reason? And then that's it, yeah.
Okay.
And then I just wait.
Okay. What if?
Wait, do I call you after an hour?
Okay.
Because that changes my answer.
Let me do a different one.
Okay.
What if? And what would you be thinking? Your thoughts. What if you got a job opportunity in Dubai to make 400K a month?
I wouldn't take it. So far. Different language.
Dubai,
For 400 now.
Dubai is very.
Isn't the standard of living of Dubai also very expensive? You know,
About 400,000 a month.
I couldn't even I could live properly, but I like it'd be very hard to even live in Cape Town for 400,000.
What?
Yeah. Oh my man.
Dude, Dubai. First of all,
Is this after tax or before tax? First of all,
even if it's after tax, it's still at 250. But yeah, Dubai is very inclusive. They speak a lot of English.
no, I mean like, and then the financially inclusive. How inclusive are they financially?
Okay, you'd give me a what? So your thoughts are your first thought is finances.
Yeah, finance.
Your second fear is then what?
No, definitely finance. That's it.
Okay, so with the what if game, I want everyone to play this game at home.
Yeah.
So whenever you're in a mode of like a feeling of like anxiety, overthinking, like, and someone that a close friend of mine taught me this. She always used to say, okay, and then what? And then what if that happens? For example, if you're like, yo, I'm so worried about my marks. Okay, what happens when you get your marks? Okay. No, my dad's gonna think, okay, and then after your dad starts to see what's gonna happen.
So you just keep going down the line.
So you keep going and doing a root cause analysis of the thing that you're scared of the most.
Yeah.
I think that's a very powerful way to overcome overthinking and anxiety. Just play the what if game or play the and then what game.
Okay.
It's helped me quite a
Must have hit you with a hard one.
Yes.
What if one day you came to the studio and everything was stolen?
I'd
Go with your roots. Go with your roots. And then,
okay, so my first thing is like I feel like life is against me as the
And
first
then?
feeling. And then I'd be like, why didn't I insure other things? Because most of the things are insured here. But
and then,
I'd be like, you know what, let me call my insurance broker, insurance person.
and then,
And then I make a claim and check CCTV footage.
yeah.
Then I'd end up replacing the stuff and starting again.
Yeah, okay.
Sure, my man.
This guy's not opening up a police case. Oh, it's finished in here.
Let's move on. I think there's one
Very
more.
stressful thing, no?
Yeah. Okay.
The reason I'm doing such an extreme one is I also feel like I hear you, know? But there are moments in life where I feel like you will be overwhelmed by your thoughts to a certain extent where you won't be able to control it. And in those scenarios, you know, I definitely think having conversations like Thato said with the people around you to just center you or someone that cares about you just to vent and they calm you down. Also, those are the certain things that I think help out. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for your mental state.
Sure,
And when those huge things happen, like someone dying, people getting robbed,
True.
you know, et cetera, et cetera.
When I was planning this episode, I wanted to like give advice. One of the biggest things I wanted to give That's what you're speaking about. So you're speaking about obviously like there's moments where you don't have capacity to.
Yeah, like you just they just
to problem
literally.
solve.
Yeah, you just
What you
wow.
feel.
I'm defeated.
And guys, one of the best solutions, and this might sound crazy, is like sleep.
Yeah.
And let me not say, let me unpack it. So like sleep obviously is like worst case, my man, you can't do anything. But like when you're overthinking, when you're anxious, you need to set a time for you to experience those emotions for.
Yeah, like a maximum.
Yeah, like you don't have to solve the problem. You don't have to unpack it, speak to your brother about it. You don't have to play the and then game. You can say, yo, I'm white. No. My man, after 90 seconds, that's when you say, okay, you know what? Let me just pause these feelings for now and let me continue with my day. That's been something that was very powerful for me because like 90% of the problems that we experience, guys, we can't fix. They're just going to fix themselves.
Or they just come at you fast and they're unexpected.
Yeah.
So that's
like,
life.
A lot of the things that happen in life, you can't fix them yourself. So sometimes you just need to be like, you know what? I actually can't deal with this problem right now. So you just take a 90-second, then you feel it for 90 seconds.
But that doesn't mean the problem will go away.
Doesn't mean the
That's
problem
what I
will
was
go
saying.
away.
I want
But
to emphasize that.
You come back and you tackle the problem when you have more capacity.
Yeah.
So like if you're spiritual, you should go and pray. If you're not spiritual, you should go and journal. I always tell people that aren't spiritual or Christian or religious, like journaling is a very good way to like release your thoughts. Because when you pray, you're speaking to God, telling him how you feel, and then you follow the Bible to basically simulate how you think he would respond. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely say journaling is very important. Even if you're just sending yourself voice notes or typing and texting yourself, letting out all of your thoughts and feelings is very, very powerful. And guys, AI is so powerful. You know, I ended the talking stage using AI. Can people watch this thing?
Yo.
Like I didn't know. So I wanted to be, I wanted to be very like considerate and like emotion. This is long ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like WhatsApp should have like a turn it in type vibe. Like we have like a percentage at the top that says how much of this is generated. Yeah.
Not his handwriting.
How do I know I'm talking to a human?
Not his handwriting.
How do I know I'm talking to a
So
human?
I told AI like, yo, listen, I'm in this talking stage. I just feel like I lack, connection. I like feeling. I like all these things. But I really enjoy spending time with the person. I don't want to waste this person's time any further. How can I communicate with this thing to them? Then I typed and I edited. I said, okay, this is better than what I would have written. Also, me doing that taught me how to then also tackle that scenario. So yeah, AI helped me in the talking stage. Very, very good.
Thato needs to get sponsored by this AI.
WhatsApp AI.
I don't want to say its name, but that one.
No, but like guys, so if you guys don't know, like Facebook, WhatsApp, there's AI on Instagram.
Everything.
WhatsApp.
Twitter too. Twitter too.
And I think it's
Twitter's called
it's
Grab.
free for now. These guys are very smart. They make it free for even 2 years so that we are dependent on it, and then they're gonna be like, my man, it's time to pay. We saw it happen with CapCut.
CapCut did it too.
CapCut gave us CapCut for free for what, 3 years? 4 years?
And now
you can't do anything without paying the monthly
finished.
subscription.
It's finished.
Imagine the boost in income from CapCut.
Yeah. I'm sure they're cooking. By the way, CapCut, I just want to say thank you so much. You helped me a lot in my career. You helped me a lot in my career, so bless you. Bless you.
Me too. Like,
I wanted to speak about one more thing with the anxiety and overthinking thing. You can also overthink when you're in a good place. So I wanted to emphasize that.
Let's touch on that.
I wanted to emphasize how like we've been talking majority of the time of like negative reactions to life and saying, okay, that's what caused the overthinking. But you can also overthink when you're in a place of happiness. And that can even be, particularly when something's seen as healthy. Yeah. It happens all the time. When you're shocked to the system of something being healthy, so you overthink it. And then that causes you to self-harm the situation.
What are some, you're making so much sense.
Yeah, it's like how someone can buy a Ferrari and then leave it in the garage for the whole existence of the Ferrari because they overthink, if I drive this once, it's gonna break, you know what I mean? Like they'll never enjoy the vehicle, but even though they bought it for that.
What are
you know what I'm saying?
What are some moments where you were happy and you overthought the happiness?
Yeah, there's been times when I've had like a lot of money in my account. I've had what?
I'm laughing.
I'm being honest. There's been times when I was, I had a lot of money in my account. I was making brand new money. I had a salary. I was having podcast money. I was having all of these sources of income. I thought really I'm at the pinnacle of my life here. I'm really doing it well. But
you can see the Geo again.
Yeah, I can see an Audi in maybe 3 years, 4 years. Maybe a townhouse in 10. Maybe this or that. Yeah. But what made me overthink was at the time I was also single. So I was like, yo, I've worked so hard for all of this to share it with what? Share it with who? Thinking I'll never get married, never be in another relationship. Blah, 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 blah. So sometimes, again, happiness is a sense, it can also derive like overthinking and anxiety in your life. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw myself into a talking stage. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been going through a lot of those.
Talk.
Yappa. But now, like, I'm focused on self.
But I can you've got employees, chat GPT.
Why am I talking to girls?
I can you've got these AIs that help you in your process of talking stages. I can be hearing.
Yeah. So there was a time I was talking to this girl, and it was so good. Like, we'd call every day, we'd text every day. And I'm going to give you guys a small scenario.
Yeah.
I overthought the time in which I was responding to her because there was a moment she took long to respond.
Yeah.
So we're doing back and forth, calls. And then one moment, like, I texted her, and then she took like an hour to respond. Then I was like, hey, do I respond now? Like, I'm ready to respond. And maybe I'm going to seem like, you know,
real.
I want this too much. But I do want this too much. So what do I do? Then I'm like, no, let me just text. Then I'm like, hey, let me not text. So that's been a moment where I've been in like an abundance of happiness. But I overthink behaving in my natural ways of, you know, texting and back and forth because I'm overthinking looking too desperate and looking like I want love too much. But it's
Which
like,
is crazy, eh?
yeah, which is insane. Because, like, dude, be yourself.
And you're already in, my man. You're already in the chat. You're already talking.
You understand?
Now you're doubting yourself and stuff. But yeah,
like, now you're thinking shit and be like, hey, this guy is so fast.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Yeah, that's what I really want to
leave
talk
the
about in the next couple of episodes. I don't know which one. I really want to talk about what's it called, dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine.
Dopamine, yes. Because I watched this podcast the other day about dopamine, and it explains everything we just spoke about now. Like everything, like this balance between pleasure and pain in a human's mind. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overthinking can come from a place of happiness, my man.
Yeah, I like that
You open up a studio. That's a huge accomplishment. What happens? Hey, hara. You have a new relationship. You start saying, hey, when this one ends, I can't wait for you again. Yeah. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? So
we didn't really touch much, but I mean, obviously it's flowed into it, but we haven't spoken much about insecurities.
Yeah.
So what are some things like, you know, because I know the people watching this podcast, they are of our age, maybe a bit younger, a bit older, and we share similar insecurities. And a lot of people watching at home are fearful to speak about insecurities that they go through. So it's nice for them to hear us be vulnerable about our insecurities, and then maybe it allows for them to think about their insecurities and to overcome.
Yeah.
So currently, with whatever you're comfortable showing, even if it's an old insecurity that you have overcome, what's something that you think that you were insecure for a very long period of time?
I won't lie to you, like, I did not want to go into this part of the podcast. I think as men, it's very hard for us to say our insecurities out loud because it's perceived as a weakness. Immediately, this man is asking me now to live jive. I know the views of this. I know the views of this Season podcast. Yeah. You know, and you know, we're also on Spotify as well. You know, guys, and also on YouTube for the people
Apple
listening,
Music
and Apple Music
available.
as well, and also Apple Podcasts. And you know,
on that note, though, like, guys, we'd really appreciate you guys listening to the podcast, like actually listening to it on the audio channels, because we feel like we have a lot of people on YouTube, and then in the charts on Apple Music and Spotify, we're there, man.
Yeah, but we're not
there. And I feel like we could be there. So if maybe, you know, you wait to get home after a long day to watch the podcast, maybe one day switch it up and, like, you know, at the gym, you know, during your lunch break, shy headphones, AirPods, whatever you use, and just press play on Apple Music, Spotify, or any streaming platform. Yeah. You were saying?
Yeah, so on that note.
Should I start?
No, I'm trying to get there. But because, you know, as we said, seated and, you know, uncomfortable conversations, I'll dive into it.
In a lighthearted manner.
In a lighthearted manner, I'll dive into it for the sake of that only, you know. I think one of the big insecurities that I'm currently facing is how people perceive me. It plays on my mind all the time. So not like on a beauty standard. On a like, do people like see me and then they go behind my back and be like, yo, this guy's lost it, eh? Like, this guy's he's bad, eh?
Oh, I get what you're
like,
saying.
I just know what's gonna happen to him, eh? He's done here, eh? Or is it a thing of like, you know, I'm very like, nah, Lebo's got it together. Like, I'm proud of him. Like, shame. Like, what do I?
Cool.
Or, you know, so the perception that people don't show me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of my big insecurities. Yeah. That's why I think last year you guys heard on the podcast I read this book. was trying to work on my like how I sit and because the perception of me is it's something that plays on my mind quite often. I think, yeah.
I get that. It makes sense though, because when you go through hardship, you always wonder how does everyone view you in the moment of hardship. Is there pity? Is there sadness? Is there happiness? Is there support? Like what's happening? But I can say like everyone's really like proud of what you're doing.
Yeah.
But obviously, niggas.
Yeah, but like niggas
will be like, for example,
people say that I've said that to people that I know that no one is proud of them.
I wouldn't lie to you.
You see?
I wouldn't lie to you.
I know you wouldn't lie to me, but say that yes.
You must have said I wouldn't lie to you.
Yeah, have you done that?
What?
You've looked at someone, I'm not really sure everything's going to be okay. Then you look at them and say everything's going to be okay.
No.
Come on, Thato. You've never done that?
I've never. Swear down. Can we please turn the fan away from me? Thank you for turning it to me. It's just making me a bit sniffy. But no. I've never done that.
Okay.
One of my biggest insecurities. Oh, this is actually a crazy one.
Okay.
I've actually never even said it to myself, but I know it's lingering at the back of my head.
Okay.
I'm insecure that I'll never find a wife.
Yo.
Due to like my environment, the people around me.
I've had that one before.
My career and what I do. Like I feel like I'll never find a genuine person. And I feel like I've got so much influence whenever I see somebody from everyone, like so many voices. And it's like, guys, push the voices away. Not that I'm in a rush to get a wife, but I'm like, will I ever get another partner again? My dating experience, like I've been very public with relationships. So when you come to me, it's like, my ex-girlfriend, there's videos. My ex-girlfriend, there's videos. And both of them, there's scandals behind both of it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, will there be a girl who comes and wants to be with me for me? Not from what she perceives me online. Even if she doesn't know, I mean, I'm talking to a girl. Guys, when I'm talking to a girl, sometimes I'm talking about the same person. So I don't think I'm talking about new.
Hey, my man.
Hey,
hey, my man. Hey, my man.
There's a girl that I was talking to. We got along. It was amazing. And then she found out like, oh, damn, there was a scandal with, your ex. Oh, there was a scandal with this other ex. And scandal's obviously a crazy word to use.
It's more
just
like
people spoke about you guys breaking up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And she was like, it inspired insecurity in her now. Then it affected like how our relationship was like, or our talking stage was like. Because now she's like, she's insecure that no, he might leave. Because apparently this guy leaves and things are good. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Based off of the perception of, the outside. And
Yes,
TikTok.
sir.
So like, I really think that like, I'm not going to find, I don't think I'm going to find a babe. Which is why like, I've been behaving the way I behave. I'm still like, you know what?
No, man. Thato,
Let me focus on myself. Let me give myself the love that I've been giving to people outside. And then one day, whether I'm 35, 45, 50, I will then maybe experience what it feels like to be truly comfortable within a relationship again.
Yeah, I want you to watch a show, and it's called The Upshaws. Nah? And yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't want you, because I want you to be like, what were you talking about? One of the two.
Yeah.
So let me know. But in your response, like, I find it very funny that, me and Thato are friends and family. And he probably knew my insecurity about band for band. He probably like, oh yeah, I know you're insecure about that. Like, I probably knew. And I knew he was also insecure about that. Like, immediately, even before he said it out loud, I was like, it's going to be something to do with either love or YouTube. Yeah. Love or YouTube. Because those are the only two that occupy this man's life. Success or love. Those are the only two things. And the friendships can go, we can come and go. But the love and the...
Very essential.
Those are the two that, so it's also... bringing it back to what Thato said earlier about the conversations with friends, I'm listening to his insecurity now and I'm like, oh, dude, I wish Thato could see how valuable of a man he is. Yeah. Like in our eyes, like, we all like probably like, you're probably going to get married first.
Too.
So it's very nice to hear that perspective from your side because it shows like, we're the meanest to ourselves, but kindness to everyone else. If I had to say the exact same thing to you, you're going to look at me and say like, no, dude, be for real. Do you know how charismatic you are or what?
Anyone would be happy to be with you.
Yeah, anyone would be
like
exactly.
Two minutes with you, they're going to forget everything.
Yeah. So it's raw. So just as a friend and family, it's like, oh, that's how I see you. I'm like, oh no, like he's actually, and you probably saying to me also, you're like, dude, everyone thinks you're, that's the first thing you said. But you know how hard it is to believe in the narratives of everyone around you. Yeah. So I love how you said earlier, you also need to just define who you are and ask around and say, I'm just going on to the solution based on part of all this anxiety and overthinking side. Yeah.
I hear that. I think to wrap up this section, we're going to just do I've got like 3 steps, like some advice, and then we'll go into like our favorite influences, our favorite movies and series we've been watching right now. But some advice when it comes to overthinking. I think it's very important to practice mindfulness. I think it's very important to set boundaries, like I mentioned earlier, time limits of how long you overthink for. And then I think it's very important for you guys to also refrain from negative thoughts. So when you have the negative thoughts, don't make it go into a roller coaster and make it flow. You can identify the first one, then you can say, wait, pause. I've reached my limit. I'm becoming negative. Let me take a deep breath. Let me gather myself. Let me regulate my emotions, and let me go back to that thought. When it comes to anxiety, I think it's very important to have a really good like self-care routine. Like something that just makes you remove yourself from the external world and from everything you do just to bumper you and bring you back to life. Whether it's you doing a facial mask, whether it's you taking a walk, whether it's you listening to Mpho-Mpho and dancing for 30 minutes straight, have a self-care routine that basically removes you from everything happening, because sometimes we just get stuck in this loop and this cycle, and it's good to remove ourselves from what's happening. From an insecurity perspective, I think it's very important to practice self-compassion. I think you really need to understand who you are and remind yourself who you are every single day. And, if you feel like you're not who you are, speak about who you want to be. I think that's very, very important. And then just try to refrain as much as possible from like talking badly about yourself, like self-talk, like, I'm like this, I'm like that. Like that's one thing that will never help you with anything, looking down on yourself, because anything we do regularly, it translates to the brain and then it sticks. So if you're going to constantly speak about how big your shoe is, trust me, you're going to think you've got the biggest shoes for the rest of your life, and you're a size 6. So relax.
Hey, now. I'm just joking.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, who are you watching?
Who am I not watching?
Who's doing it for you?
I've watched so many things. You can go first.
Yeah, so
I might not take too long.
I'm actually watching The Big Bang Theory. Shout out to my friend Zah for putting it together.
You've never watched it?
No. I've always seen people watching it. I've always been around people watching it.
You've also been in the room when people are watching it.
But I've never watched it. So I'm on like episode like...
I'm sure that's slapping. Like,
it's going crazy.
I'm sure that's an escape now.
It's the easiest show to watch.
I wish.
If I can't choose a show,
I
just go press play by episode 14 because it's so good. I'm on season 1.
Have you ever watched Friends?
No.
Have you ever watched How to I Met Your Mother?
No, so I'm doing all of those
Can
things.
this guy can go away for the next 4 years?
That's why I lack social cues. That's where you guys learn social cues.
Yeah, we learn from television, I guess.
From those type of shows. But yeah, that's what I'm watching. Content-wise, I'm watching Sexy Unicorn. He's doing this really cool series. He's posting every day for 365 days. So until something happens. Yeah. So I hope something happens soon, because my man posting every day, that's going to kill him.
Yeah, but get it sexy.
Get it sexy. Music, I've actually been back to like a lot of Afro beats. I've been giving Mpho-Mpho a break, so I've been trying to listen to like a lot of Afro beats playlists. I think you guys should do it too. There's some really nice new music. And then, man, I think just out of like, I know everyone's speaking about her, but like out of like respect and out of like, I saw how hard you worked. Shout out to Grace.
Yeah.
You really did it. I think a lot of people are seeing you now. A lot of people have been seeing you, right?
1 million on TikTok now.
1 million on TikTok. A lot of people are seeing you, like, they've been seeing you the whole year, but I just want to say, I know how much work it takes to shoot those type of videos.
Yeah. She changes the angles and everything.
And you do that stuff daily. There's a point where you're doing it daily. So shout out to you. I think you constantly reinvesting back into yourself, your family, and your lifestyle is beautiful. Big shout out to Sabelo too, the creator. He just finished building one of the most beautiful homes back at home, like where he comes from. Also similar content style to Grace. So I think those are two people that are very, inspiring towards, young content creators. So big shout out to Grace, big shout out to Sabelo. You guys are doing absolutely amazing. I think I started out of Sabelo like a year ago, and now to see where he is now, he's giving me advice.
I think he moved, the last time he's challenged when he moved to the loft.
Yeah, he moved to some other beautiful apartment with the craziest view. So shout out to him. What about you? Any shout outs?
So television, I've been watching Upshaw's Arcane, Dubai Bling, The Ultimatum.
Damn, nigga.
And
What are you not watching?
and Survivor. And I just finished Survivor as well. So I recommend all of those.
Choose one.
Arcane, really, really good. But it's a very beautiful visual animation. When I say animation, don't think anime and don't think cartoon. It's beyond that. I think
3D. Think 3D rendering.
Yeah, 3D. No, I wouldn't say 3D rendering. It's no CGI type vibe. It's purely just art. Like if you think you've seen art
Yeah.
move, then you've never seen art move. Arcane is definitely it. Up Shorts because it's just funny as hell. It's a very
Comedic show.
what's the show that you said you're watching? Big Bang Theory type show. Dubai Bling just because of the clout, you know. Because I know the babies are watching the Dubai Bling right now, so I'm trying to stay with the lingos. You know what I'm saying?
The TikToks.
But yeah, and then in terms of content creators, I'd say shout out Thato, Percy, Khonse, because they're all back now.
Real.
Yeah, like all of them are back. I all have seen them post. But heavily shout out, like right now, I'm a fan of Hey Shorty. Hey Shorty also been consistent, like everywhere. She's been posting TikToks, gangs.
Yeah,
posting
I've been watching
things.
her vlogs. Her vlogs
Yeah.
actually really bang. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know she vlogged like that
Yeah.
until like 2 weeks ago.
So I'll say shout out to her as well. I think we always shout out people we know because we're
As
closer
we
to
should.
them.
As we should.
But yeah,
should.
that's definitely shout out to them. But yeah, you know, and also shout out to myself, bro.
Yeah.
Like shout out to myself.
Yeah, you've been throwing
like,
bangers. You've been getting views.
I've been posting
You've been moving. Wire.
since
December,
last year. Like
yeah.
I haven't stopped posting since last year.
Yeah.
So shout out to myself as well. I think I've made a couple of bangers.
Even your style change. You saw that?
What do you mean?
Your content style changed.
Yeah, my content style. I even did a shift
It's a
because I stopped making
camera.
skits and then
Yeah.
I just started doing speak to
Low
camera.
effort, high reward.
And then I went back, and I'm trying to like go back to skits as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but guys, if you guys want to shout out anybody, please put them in the comment section below, and then we will also shout them out next week, or definitely give them a try too. Also, just for the community that makes it all the way to the end, shout out, guys. I'm trying to end these podcasts very, very fast. This is the mesh. We're both wearing it. It's not coming out anytime soon. We're just showing you guys what it might look like. That's the first prototype. This is the second prototype. There's even a third prototype. But we'll see you guys next week with a brand new video. We're consistent. It's every single... What do we post?
I don't know.
Every single day that it is
That
today.
day.
That it is.
That day.